What's up, guys? Welcome in. I hope you're ready for your 2023 predictions. We are going to go ahead and get started here in a second. I have got 4 piles laid out for you. I am using the Messages of the Spirits of Nature Oracle deck by Stephen Farmer, and those have themes for you for the year. I have not looked at the cards, so I don't know what those themes are yet. And as you guys know, I will be doing all of my shuffling for each pile at the beginning of each reading. So if you don't want to watch that part, that's fine. You can fast forward through it. But I want to let you know that you can watch me do that because I don't pre-select your cards. If you're looking for a personal reading or mentorship sessions with me, you can use the description box down below. These are our 4 piles. Let's go ahead and get into our 2023 predictions for you. So in pile 1, I have a clear quartz crystal. In pile 2, I have a green adventurine. In pile 3, I have the amethyst. And in pile 4, I have the labradorite. So go ahead and take a moment, pause if you need to select your pile. Hello and welcome, pile 1. You've chosen the clear quartz crystal. And let's take a look at what your overall theme for the year is. So we have a river, flow. Okay, have you ever heard of a flow state? You know, that state of mind that like runners get into, or artists. Sometimes when you're reading, you know, it's a moment where you just kind of get lost in that moment. It's the ultimate presence. It's going with the flow. So this year, I think a big theme for you is going to be learning more about how to just be in the moment. Let life move you through it, because we have this idea that we are so in control, and we're really not. We're the river. We are not the stagnant things that are around it, those life circumstances, the rocks and the trees and the riverbank. We are not those things. We are the river. We are moving through this life. And you have to just have the perspective here that everything is already worked out for you, even when it seems very difficult. Something that I learned this past year, 2022, that I'd like to share with you that I think will help you with this river flow state is that this earth is a classroom. And our higher selves have signed up for the courses that we're going to take. And some of those courses are fun and they're elective and they're enjoyable. And those are, you know, maybe your best friend, and the trips that you might take, those peak moments in life that we all look forward to, and those connections that just provide us with ease and sanctuary. And then there's also the really tough things. There's the difficult relationships, the disconnection, the arguing, the financial struggles. But all of those things have already been chosen for you. And here's the beauty of it. You have the ability to say, I want to audit this class. I don't want to do this. I'm out. You know what? Maybe next semester, next year, I'll take this class. But right now, I'm rejecting it. It's not going to work for me. You have that authority to do that. But your higher self has already set down what you believe is the best trajectory for you. And that's why I love to tell clients when they say, am I on the right path? I go, honey, you're always on the right path. If you're on the wrong path, like, life is going to boot your butt back into this flow of the river. So releasing the idea that we have any control, or if we do have control, a very small amount of control, and just being in the moment, accepting what is. So let's go ahead and get into your grand tableau. So for the first part of your reading, pile 1, I am going to be using the Lenormand cards, the Green Glyphs Lenormand, to do an overview, because it really does show life events very clearly. So we're going to be pulling a 1-year spread for 2023 for pile 1. And for the sake of time, because I do have to lay out quite a few cards, 36 to be exact, this whole deck, I'm going to speed up this recording so that you don't have to watch the slow process of me getting all these cards out. Okay, pile 1, I have just barely got it all in the frame. I think I will move you down just a smidget so that you can perhaps see the bottom cards a little bit better. Very professional, I know. So a couple things I'm going to say really quickly, because Lenormand is a different system from tarot, and it does have some specific rules to it. So what I want to say first of all is that
Lenormand traditionally has a male and female card, significator cards. They essentially are the starting point of a grand tableau reading. In this case, because I don't know how you identify, and I am therefore not going to make an assumption, but I am going to go ahead and just use the woman card as your significator card. It's okay if that's not how you identify. It's solely for the purpose of this reading. So please keep that in mind. Apologies if I offend anyone for that, but it is simply just me having a starting point. The next thing that I'm going to say for my Lenormand readers, if you have any familiarity, you know there's two ways to lay out a grand tableau. There is a 9x4 and there is an 8x4 with 4 cards down at the bottom. That's the second way, is usually how I lay out my cards. But because obviously this is already hard to fit, I'm choosing this style. Same. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with our woman card. So for your significator card, we'll just flip it over, and we'll make it easy to find. There we go. For you, what I'm seeing is some very sudden changes in direction. And these changes in direction have to do with your community, your social life, perhaps your friends or your network, because we have the garden here. It is also telling me that you're going to have to make some pretty sudden decisions. And those might be difficult, like almost painful decisions that you have to make just like that. And this is a main focus for you. I do feel like you're going in a different direction this year in regards to your community, your people, your social life, because it seems that there is something that is not quite right with the people that you are choosing to converse and deal with right now. It just seems to me with the Fox card, Fox is a manipulation, it's a lie, it's guilty, it's sneaky, it's selfish. And so I think that you're probably dealing with some of that kind of selfish, tricky, not really for you kind of energy with your broader community, your social group, your friend group. And it's saying that it's therefore coming to an end because your decision is going to be to cut these people out of your life and have an ending to their negativity. I'm also seeing the birds card popping up here and the stars next to it. So reading it this way, I'm seeing that you are having some clarity concerning something that has been giving you a lot of stress and nervous energy. This is, again, going back to this situation, I believe, and maybe even some gossip. So I think that you see this clearly now and you go, you know what? I'm not going to talk to these people. I'm not going to put up with this kind of bullshit, essentially, anymore. Another thing, in a really traditional way of reading a grand tableau, having the stars card close to us means that we are accomplishing our goals. We're reaching for the stars and, we're landing in the stars. We're having some successes and we're meeting those goals. Something else that I'm noticing is that the partner card, so a significant other or a potentially new partner, partner card is sitting very close to our significator card. And we've got the scythe above their head, meaning there is some scythe is danger a lot of times. It's something sharp. It's something sudden. So we'll get more information on this when we move over to our love cards, which is going to be our heart and also our ring. But we do see that this happens quite suddenly and that we have some clarity. So something very sudden is happening with a potential significant other or significant other. But right down below stars, I see here that there's happiness with the bouquet, maybe even an offer. Some of you might be wanting an engagement or a marriage or leveling up in a relationship, and that is very possible with this combination, especially since we are discussing what those goals are, what we want to have happen, and we're getting a bit of a breakthrough. However, it doesn't seem like those breakthroughs are going to be happening without arguments. Same for the social situation. While you are putting an end to disputes and disharmony, it is not going to be an easy ending. So I will just go ahead and say that for you. So since we're on the idea of friendships, social groups, let's continue on that thread for a minute. And let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on with the dog card, because the dog is our close companions, our friends, and sometimes even family members that we treat like friend because they're so close to us. And what we see around the dog card here is we see that there are some secrets, some information that we need to find out. But then it does seem that that information moves us forward in the connection and moves us towards more stability. We're also seeing here that companions, friends, might be very tied to our work life, because fish, we have money, and moon, we have our career. Different Lenormand readers will use a different card for career. I choose moon for reputation and career. So here we're seeing that a friend, maybe a work friend, a close companion, or work friends, plural, because fish can mean a lot of friends. So we might have a lot of friends at work that we're dealing with. While it does seem like there's something here that eats at the stability of the connection of the friendship, or a primary important friendship, that causes some stress, true friends are going to be sticking by you. So we see here that they recognize you, they feel strongly for you, and that it will all turn out okay with this successful and happy Sun card here. Let's move over to love. So because I have the Ring card to the right of my significator card, this does tell me that there is a love connection happening this year. You may already be in a relationship, or it may be that you are moving into a relationship, but sure enough, we have the Ring card as yes, there is a relationship. And because we have the Child card sitting above that, it tells me that there is something new about this connection. Let's take a look at what it might be. So we have a lot of love in this connection, and happiness and success and optimism for the future in this relationship or connection. And we also have the arrival of something, which is a little bit interesting, because now we're noticing that we have some challenging cards around the ring. We have the arrival of possibly a competitor, somebody else that might be trying to get closer to our partner. It can also be the arrival of complications, issues. And we do see that over here. We'll get into that here in a minute. And then we have the lily. So the lily is something that provides us peace, satisfaction, and protection. But because the lily is very much flanked by difficult cards, the snake, deception, complication, and treachery, and the mountain, obstacles and delays, it takes away a bit from the peace of the relationship, even though there is a lot of love there. And we see here that with the cross card that there are some bigger challenges, some bigger burdens in this connection that may be more long-lasting and hard to clear out. That doesn't mean it's all shit. It just means this is going to be a little bit more challenging. I love the fact that we have the Sun and the Heart close by, because that provides us with some protection and some security in this connection. When we look at the Heart card itself, we do see that there is loyalty in this love. Even though that might stress you out a little bit, you might wonder if your partner is completely loyal. They are indeed, because having Dog and Heart together does say that they are loyal to the person that they care for. And that again, it is a successful, happy, committed relationship. And we also are seeing again this tie to our finances and our career in matters of the heart. So we may be feeling very positively about what's going on in our career. We'll get up to this in a second. But it does also give us this feeling of new. You know, even if we're in a relationship, we may be turning over a new leaf. Something might be shifting within the relationship. When I look at your money card, so many good cards around it here. You may be studying or learning in order to get a better paying job and to improve your situation. You may be doing some training, some certifications, something that will broaden your skill set when it comes to money. You may be learning how to manage your money better as well. And we see that your basically the dog and the fish together give me this idea of somebody helping you financially, or a friend supporting you financially. And then with your career card, the moon, absolutely beautiful, because we see how powerful you are with the bear. This is a good indicator that your position, especially because we have child here, that you may be moving into a position of more authority, more prestige. That can definitely come with some jealousy, which we see that kind of treachery, problems with community up here, and it kind of tracks that it might be going on at work. So in the work area, though, it's simply saying you're doing so good, that people might even be a bit jealous of you. But this is a great stage in your career. You're very passionate about it. 2023 is going to be lovely for money and for career, as well as it is going to be good for getting rid of negative influences and also for achieving your goals. So now I'd like to go ahead and pull a very basic, simple cross spread with the Baroque Tarot for you, just to give us a little bit more information about what this year will bring. And I feel that the tarot is a great tool for everything. But in this instance, I'm using it more of kind of what's going on in your heart and in your soul. Now, for the sake of space, I hope you'll forgive me, I'm going to put this card over here as our outcome card. So what I am seeing is this is the sort of trajectory for you for the year. It seems that some things have not really gone according to plan. And the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse position is something that I see often when we go, I'll deal with the consequences later. I don't want to put up with that right now. It'll be fine, when it maybe isn't quite so fine or quite so okay. And so it looks like you're moving into this energy of saying, I want to stop focusing on what has not gone right, what hasn't changed, what hasn't gotten better for me. I want to focus on what I'm moving into. So I think that the Queen, though she's focused at the beginning of the year on the reverse Wheel of Fortune, I do feel like you're going to begin to shift your perspective towards the end of the year. The Queen of Cups in the upright position says this is a time that you really need to take care of nurturing yourself, having your emotional needs met, and also nurturing and taking care of others. The more that we fill up our own cup, the more that we can give to other people. I also am seeing with this reverse Nine of Swords that you are learning to better handle your anxieties, your depression, your sadness, and your low moods. It's not promising you that life is going to be perfect and you're never going to have a bad day, but the way that you manage that energy is going to be so much better. Because I'm seeing that you are saying, you know what? I don't want any more of this turbulence. I don't want any more of these challenges, these difficult people that, in these difficult circumstances that really aren't adding to my life. And you're pouring so much into other people that it's only fair that you surround yourself with circumstances and with people that are also doing the same for you. So you're taking with you the people that have your back, that are your true and loyal friends, and you're taking them to calmer waters. You're moving towards a better place in your future and just going, you know what? It's time to move on. I don't want to stay in this negative space. I'm going to move towards something better. With the Four of Pentacles in your outcome position, it looks though that you have chosen to protect yourself. You've chosen to guard your heart. And you've also said, this is probably a year that I'm going to get my money straightened out and stable. Remember in our grand tableau, I saw that research learning card sitting next to your money card. And it gives me kind of the same idea. You're learning how to save more. You're learning how to spend what you need and only what you need and not go to excess so that you're in a better financial position than you've ever been in your life. Let's go ahead and finally close out your reading with an oracle card from the Moonology deck. And I'm going to look at this as an overall theme or approach that you should take. And we already talked about our flow state, our river card from the beginning of the reading, and that does still certainly apply. But I want to give you one more. A time for healing. this may be a time of year, this year may be a year that is more of a rest year, a cadent year. You know, some years have these huge peaks and tons of events. And I know 2022 has been that year for a lot of us. There's been probably a lot of really good times, but also, you know, a lot of difficulty. And 2023 can be the time that we pause, we kind of get our shit together, we get our mental state together, and we begin to heal. And we're laying down the groundwork for much better financial prosperity, much better relationships, and more stable friendships, happier families. And we're healing what has been bruised and broken in 2022. Thank you so much for watching Pile 1. I appreciate you, and I would hope that you love this reading so much that you subscribe and leave me a comment, because those comments down below help a ton for the YouTube, I can't talk, the YouTube algorithm. Hello there, Pile 2. You've chosen the Green Adventurine, and we're going to take a look at your Oracle card. What we have here for you is Cloud, Imagination. Let your imagination run wild this year. Okay, so Pile 2, this is a time that you need to not be limited by your circumstances. It might be this time that you need to get into or back into writing or art or creating music or decorating or fashion or, you know, imagining and manifesting the life that you want. A practice that would be really beautiful for you is to write down a very specific list of what you want your life to look like at the end of this year, and go over that list as often as you can remember, because as you see those truths written, you'll really be amazed by how your life kind of clicks into space, clicks into gear around those intentions. So let your imagination do its work. Let it be big. Let it be spacious like the sky. Let's go ahead and get into your Lenormand Grand Tableau reading. Now, Pile 2, I like for you to see me shuffle the cards so that you know I've not stacked the deck in any particular way. Oh, I see one card is upside down, and I want to explain to you why that is. That card is upside down because I am not going to use gender for choosing my significator card, because I don't know how you identify. But like I was saying, I am going to speed up the process of me laying these cards out for you, so you don't have to watch me lay out all 36 cards, but you still know that I did not pre-select anything. So as you can see, it is very challenging to lay out a 36 card deck in the space that I have. So what I have chosen to do here is lay it out as a 9x4 instead of an 8x4 with 4 at the bottom, which is, there are two traditional ways to lay a grand tableau. And I'm choosing this method so that I can fit everything in. The other thing that I am doing is flipping the significator card over this way. Again, I'm doing that because I don't want to make an assumption about what gender or how you identify. So just keep in mind, this is just your significator card, which is always our starting point for a grand tableau. So we do see the ring card, which is a card about relationships themselves and the status of relationships to the left of you. And this can mean one of two things. It can mean that you are simply not in a relationship during the year of 2023. It can also mean that the relationship is not in the best place, that you might be having some struggles in the relationship. And we will confirm that here in a minute when we talk about the heart card as well, which is very close to the ring card. So we'll have a lot of interweaving of those themes. So we've got here that there is a sense of still peacefulness concerning your relationship status, whatever it is, whatever difficulties you encounter, there's still some satisfaction, some peace, and some protection around you because the lily card is close to the ring. I love, love, love the fact that you have the sun sitting right above your head, literally above you. This is talking about the blessings of the sun, of success, of happiness, of optimism, of joy, right coming down upon you, just raining down. It's like you can't even do anything about it. It's just going to happen anyway. And I especially love that because your card being at the bottom of the deck says this is a year you don't have a ton of control. It's just kind of life happening, and it might feel a little heavy at times, but I would much rather see such a positive card sitting right above your head, and then the lilies protecting you close by. The other thing that I'm seeing is the stars. The stars being close to you is talking about your goals that you're wanting to accomplish and actually are accomplishing. You're having a very clear vision about what direction you want to go in for your stability and your ambitions. So we're going to get into ambitions and money and career, which are all kind of together here in a second. But I want to talk a little bit about this whip card, because the whip is a dispute, disharmony, a difficulty. And we see it sitting right next to the friend card, the dog. Okay, so our loyal companions, whether they're friends or close family members, it's somebody that is kind of your ride or die, the person that's always around. And we do see an argument ensuing with this person because essentially you feel like they've kept some things from you. However, the rest of the cards around this are nice, because we have the anchor, we've got this nice card about longevity, the tower, and fish, abundance, key, solutions. So whatever the issues that you guys are going through, the health of the relationship, it's not too punished and challenged by the discord or the dispute that you have with this person. Although because it's close to your card, it will be a pretty prominent theme for you this year. It's something that's going to grab your attention for sure. So with that said, let's go ahead and move into money and career. And they're sitting right next to each other, which is usually a pretty good sign, because it's talking about how your career is providing you with a lot of abundance, a lot of money, because this is our money card. And it's telling you that you're having solutions, breakthroughs, big yes moments with your money. And you're also having this ambition. Your money is raising up. I feel like money is getting better. Things are becoming more stable for you. The only negative that I'm seeing in this area is the mice, which is some worry. And it can indicate loss. But in this case, I think it is more your worry about finding the right solution. So I think that this is mostly a very positive omen for your career and for your money. The career is primarily where the stress is coming from, not the money. And then we have ship right down below. So I see that the probably promotions, better positions, higher pay, I see that coming from you making a big career move. You may be moving away from the job that you're at currently and going to a new company, but it is very likely too, because we have stability around the tower, which can also be a card about the company itself, that you are moving into a new position. So let's get back on track over here with love. So we see with the ring card a difficult decision. We see a split in paths, a new direction concerning a relationship or a connection that is either already in standing or coming into your life. But there's a lot of love in this connection, because we have the heart card very close. It says that your love is very close. It's a very close kind of connection. For a lot of you, this is going to be a new person, but it is still the love that you have for this person is still bringing you some satisfaction, even though we have difficulty up here around it, which we're going to talk about. And I think that you guys together, you and this person, whoever this is, have happiness in your decisions. However you decide to move forward, you have a sense of happiness and joy about how you're moving into the future together. So what I don't like so much is that there are new complications in the conversations, the connection that you have. This person makes you a bit nervous. Here is their card. They're making you nervous. Maybe it's because of their own anxiety. Maybe it's because they're not seizing the opportunities to spend time with you, which we may be getting up here. But the snake card is not a fun card, because it's saying that there are things that are maybe twisty and turny, and maybe even some deception in matters of the heart. So something to look out for a bit here. Although I do like the fact that your partner card, even though it's the man card, we don't care. We are not worried about gender. It doesn't have the fox flanking it, and it doesn't have the snake right by it. So it's not that this person is deceiving you or cheating on you or doing something really terrible. It's more so that they are probably pretty stressed out about life circumstances, and that they don't feel like they're being given a lot of opportunities. They're not feeling super lucky, and that might cause some fighting going on in the relationship. But overall, satisfaction, healthy relationship with a lot of love and stability. I like the fact that your clouds card, which is big trouble, and your mountain, which is obstacles in your path, are very far away from you. So all in all, the grand tableau looks beautiful. Let's pull some tarot. So I'm going to be using the Baroque Tarot, which is right now just my favorite deck. I can't seem to want to pick up one of my other decks. And I wanted to pull a simple cross spread for you, but I found very quickly that the space here is not ideal for it. So I'm going to pull it in a little bit of a wonky way. I hope you'll forgive me for that. Okay. Thank you for being patient in the shuffling time. So what I have here for you is what you are moving through in this year, 2023, and the outcome, and also the subconscious energy of the year. I'm going to actually start in a place I don't normally start, which is with that subconscious energy, because I absolutely adore the fact that you have the World card here. The World is satisfying endings. It is achievement. It is completion. It is that the hard work is done, and I've come all of this way, and I feel so satisfied with what the result and the outcome is. So at the root of it, you really are feeling a lot of satisfaction this year. I think with the Ace of Swords, there's a lot of clarity that has been provided that wasn't there before. There's a lot of integrity that you're showing up with. You're showing up with clarity, integrity. You're being very truthful. You're feeling quite victorious, especially in the face of tension, competition, and adversity. So when everybody wants to do things a different way, you're the one that can come in and say, hey guys, I have a very practical solution to this, a very methodical way of going about it that I think you'll all like. And I think that this is gorgeous because people are accepting what you have to say. They're going, yes, this is the truth. This is the right way to go about it. This is an epiphany. So you are seeing very clearly how to handle all of the obstacles in your life. I'm also seeing that this is very positive for you for work, because the Knight of Pentacles kind of takes things one day at a time and works slowly but surely to achieve a goal. And that's what I'm seeing you doing. I'm also seeing an emphasis here on saving and setting yourself up in a good financial position. Just be careful that you aren't doing that at the expense of like having no fun at all, that you're not doing proper self-care, that you're allowing yourself to be, treat yourself once in a while. Do things that you feel will fill up your heart space. You don't always have to be holding on to everything that you have, but for the most part, I do see you in the savings, saving and holding on to and protecting kind of your stability. With the Ace of Cups, gorgeous, because this is new love or fresh energy in love. So if you're not in a relationship, this is definitely a year that a lot of love is going to be blossoming for you, that you're going to be filling that cup up, and feeling so very connected and excited about what your love life holds in the future. If you are in a relationship already, we are talking about rejuvenation, kind of kicking some life into it and feeling a lot of passion and renewed connection with your partner. So let's close out your reading with a Moonology card that is going to give you a little bit more of a hint about what is coming in this year, and also maybe how to handle that. If you've enjoyed this video, it would mean so much to me if you would subscribe, and definitely leave me a little comment below and tell me what you thought of the reading, because those comments really, really help in me for my channel, my algorithm, but it also helps me connect to you and know my community over here on YouTube better. So this is so funny to me because I pulled this card for pile 1 too, and I try very hard to not keep pulling the same things, but these two are very similar to pile 1. So these are kind of collective themes that I'm picking up on, how it is a time for you to like heal yourself and heal those around you and restore from maybe what's been difficult this past year in 2022. And let's also, because I pulled the card again, I want to give a unique message to everyone. And while I do think that is your unique message, because clearly you're watching me shuffle it and choose it, I want to choose something else for you in addition, and it's you and your loved ones are safe. And I see this too as protecting what is yours, protecting those people around you and protecting your heart space and feeling like that nurturing energy just kind of running through your home and spilling out into your community and, your wider social sphere. So I think this is beautiful. I really hope that you appreciate this reading and that you loved the reading. Let me know what you think, and I will see you again next week. Hey there, pile 3. I'm so glad you're here. You've chosen the amethyst. We're going to go ahead and take a look at what your oracle card is and get kind of an overall theme for you for the year. So with that said, we have fire, intensity. So look here, pile 3. Yeah, pile 3. It's been a long day. This is talking about how you need to really like grab life by the horns and have that fire, that passion, go for what you believe in. This is not a dress rehearsal. This is the life that you get. We don't get do-overs in this life. And when we do, it's never the same as the first time around. So if there's something that you feel so passionate about, you need to take this time this year to go for those things that you feel, that intense fire, that heat inside of you. Take some risks. If we're always playing it safe, we're not really growing. And I tell people this a lot in personal readings, that sometimes circumstances happen in your life that aren't exactly what you expected, but that's okay, because rarely do we get growth by just sitting stagnant and trying to play it safe. So let's go ahead and jump into your Lenormand read, where we're going to really get a great overview of what's going to happen for you this year. Now, as I always say, I like to show you guys the shuffling of the cards so that you know I am not stacking the deck in or against your favor. I am giving you a very sincere reading. With that said, I am going to fast forward through me laying all of these cards out. You can watch it if you want to, but I just wanted to make it move by a little bit more quickly. The other thing you'll see is that I do have one card flipped over in the opposite direction, and you probably noticed that as I'm shuffling. And I'll tell you why in a minute. As I'm wrapping up here, laying out the cards, I want to explain a few things to you about Lenormand, and that is number 1, it does have gender associated with it. Traditionally, there's a man and woman card, but because I don't know how you identify, and I am not going to make an assumption, I have just chosen to flip the significator card upside down so that there's nothing to kind of box anybody into any particular role. The other thing is there are 2 traditional ways to lay out a Lenormand spread, and I've chosen the second way, the 9x4, just because, as you can see, it's kind of hard to fit all 36 cards in one frame, and this is the way that you can actually see it best. The last thing that I'm going to say is that if you're not familiar with Lenormand, it might seem a little odd to you, but there are no reversals read in Lenormand. So if you saw me when I was flipping the cards, putting them upright, the reason is not because I'm changing your reading, it's because Lenormand is not read with reversals. So here we go. With your significator card, what I am seeing is that there are some things you might have to be a little sneaky about, maybe even a little underhanded, unfortunately, in order to have the luck that you want, because I do see a lot of luck coming down to you. Little luck, opportunities, and big successes. But you might have to watch out also for people who want to sabotage that. Because the house card is so close to you, it indicates that there may be some problems with your actual home, your physical home. Could be a pipe bursting, or, the washing machine goes out. So there might be some big expense that you need to watch out for this year. We'll look at that a little bit more when we get into your money card, your fish card. But for right now, I just want to say these complications are going to come on pretty quickly. They will kind of end in a very abrupt manner too. And I see that you need to really be prepared, because this coffin down below you and the scythe says a sudden and maybe even tricky ending, a problematic ending in whatever complications are going on around your home. If you're planning a move, for example, it might be a good idea to delay or to put in extra money in order to make sure that everything is going to be going according to plan. If you're building a home, if you're remodeling, just really check out everything in your home. Do the maintenance that most of us forget we're supposed to do. I told you, Lenormand is very practical. The other thing that you have close to you is good friends, okay? Lots of conversations and good friends, people that are stable in your life. Now, I do see the fox sitting below, and so I want to tell you that your true friends are close to you. But we do have somebody in your midst that may tell a little lie. And this is a social card. It's telling me that there's something that is ending in your social community, in your friend group. But this feels to me more like somebody that's kind of on the outskirts of that friendship group, the core group. So they might be trying to come in and displace somebody or cause some problems in some way. And it might even cause you to want to back away from that group for a period of time. But let's keep in mind that we don't want to throw out the baby with the bathwater. We want to keep what is good and the people that we trust and we love and are loyal to us, close to us, and not don't make assumptions. Don't assume that what this person is saying to sabotage this friend group is completely true. Let's go ahead and take a look at money. So with money, we've got some kind of ambition for your money. I often see this, especially Bear and Tower together, as you being raised up in promotions, raises, more money coming in, leveling up. Your money is definitely higher through 2023 than it has been in the year past. But that comes with somebody who is wanting to complicate things for you, and you're going to really need to move carefully through work and career situations, because there's going to be jealousy. Anytime we have big successes, there are going to be people who want to sabotage that success because they want what you have. They are envious of what you have. But overall, I see the health of your money is good, and I see stability and prosperity for you, especially having the house card sitting so close. It does say that it is overall a prosperous year. There are a few difficult cards below the money card. And I don't think that that is so dire, because it's saying that you have the money to basically be on top of the issues. So it says the arrival of a major obstacle that is sharp, cutting, or even possibly dangerous. And again, this is surrounding the home. So you have the money to take care of it, but it is nonetheless problematic. So is life, right? Let's go ahead and take a look at your career. I love the fact that the lily is sitting right on top of your moon card. Your career card is here. These are the cards that are surrounding it. This tells me that you are satisfied with your work, that you are overall peaceful there. And while you have some problems, the dark side of the clouds is not facing work. It's facing away. So it lightens the effect of the problems that you have. It does specify that you're going to have some decisions to make about how things will change in your work environment, and that is going to put some extra burdens and pressure on you. But again, I think it's kind of like, they say in Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. And that is certainly what this feels like right here, because you've got all of this power coming in money-wise. You feel very satisfied with your work, and this is a new approach, a new direction, a improvement in your work situation, but it doesn't come without issues. Most things don't. But I think that you can handle the issues because you're still feeling so satisfied with your job as a whole. Let's go ahead and talk about love. So the first thing I notice is that the ring card is to the right of your significator, which tells me that there is a relationship in 2023. It is either a long-term relationship that you're already in, or it's a new relationship, but nonetheless, there's a relationship going on. The bird says there's a lot of conversation, a lot of chatter, maybe even some rumors. Some people are talking about you guys. It could be good and it could be bad, but I see mostly it being good because I don't see negative cards around the birds, but certainly you guys are the topic of conversation. Reminds me of that song. Everything reminds me of a song. Let's give them something to talk about. We'll talk about love because they are seeing the stability of this connection. And it feels like your person, your partner, is very involved with your friend situation too. They talk to you a lot about it. They may even talk to your friends, maybe trying to help you problem solve or troubleshoot it. But I like the fact that there's a lot of connection going on here, even though it's not all maybe the most positive. Birds has a little bit of a negativity to it. It's not too bad. We still have this clarity about it. There's nothing that's being done behind your back or that you aren't aware of that's sneaky that you need to watch out for, other than the situation we already talked about. And then we go out over to your heart card, love. So even though this says the gentleman, we're going to flip that over because your partner may be of any particular gender. And what I see here is that this person may be a new person. Child can mean new. It can also mean somebody that is younger than you or has a very youthful kind of appearance or attitude. And we see a lot of happiness with the bouquet close by, a lot of flirtation and happiness. And the whip in the mix, usually, I'm going to be very honest with you, I usually use the lily card as my sex card. But it's very traditional. A lot of people use the whip card for sex. And if you look at the cards around it, it fits much better than saying that there's arguments and disputes in love, because the cards around it are pretty positive. Now, I'm going to go into that a little bit more because I see this, and my Lenormand readers will pick up on that as well. I'm getting there. But overall, I think when it comes to your partner, the only things that you may argue about are the directions that you guys take, decisions that you have to make. Overall, I think it's okay because we do have this letter card on the other side of the heart saying that there's a lot of passionate discussion. So this feels more like passion than just negativity and disputes and arguments. It also tells me that there are maybe some secrets kept in this loving connection. And I'm going to tell you that I do think the secrets are small. It may be that your partner is just not ready to open up to you about everything. I don't see betrayal cards sitting close to your partner. So these secrets are not negative. People hear secrets and they think, oh my gosh, they go to the worst case scenario. And I don't think you need to do that. It may also just be that you guys choose to keep your love lives to yourself and you don't share everything with all of these people over here because, people talk. And also big, like I said, lots of discussions, big, powerful discussions, passionate discussions, a lot of connection going on. And I really, really like to see that. The other thing that I am noticing is the intersecting cards between you and your partner are the paths or crossroads and the clover. So it's saying that whatever decisions you make, changes you make, and new directions you go in will open up new doorways of opportunity and luck for you guys. Let's go ahead and get into your tarot. For your tarot reading, I am going to be using the Baroque Tarot. And I have noticed that it is very hard to pull a classic Celtic cross spread or a simple cross spread in the limited space I have. So I'm going to pull it in a little bit different way. I think you guys will excuse me for not having it laid out exactly the way that I normally would. So let's take a look. Okay, let's take a look at what we have here. So normally I would have these cards above, and I don't always just like to pull one card for each position. Sometimes, you know, we have to clarify and see what else is going on. So I see you here, the Queen of Cups in the middle, very nurturing, very emotionally connected, somebody who takes care of herself and others. But because I have some fairly difficult cards surrounding you, we're going to take a look at this a little bit more as the Queen of Cups is trying to emotionally manage some challenging situations. Because we do have this card about defeat and arguments. The Five of Swords certainly is a difficult energy, because it's kind of when we say, sometimes you just got to walk away. Sometimes it's not worth the arguing. It's not worth the difficulty. And we need to just release it and go, you know what, you do your thing. We're going to agree to disagree, because it's not worth my time to just sit here and argue with you. You know, there's not going to be a winner if we do that. But I am seeing that this causes for you a lot of internal conflict. So I want to encourage you to be true to yourself. And you have that fire, that intensity that we pulled the first card, your oracle card. And it feels like maybe you're putting, you're smothering your fire, or you're putting your fire out, or you're not really expressing and getting it out. You know, sometimes we need the tower. We need the disruptive energy, because it's like if you've ever had a big fight, you can kind of clear the air after that. But when you suppress it, it just grows inside of you, and it can grow into resentment. So yes, while we do need to know when to walk away from a situation, you also don't need to hold on to that. So do what you need to do in a healthy way to not get so bogged down in inner turmoil, because this can be a pressure cooker just like waiting to explode. What's coming in as far as like what you're moving towards, this is tough, but I want to point something really good about it out. So this is toxicity. The Devil card is about the things that keep us in bondage, and the things that weigh us down, that we can't get away from, that are just, they're unhealthy, but we just keep doing it. We feel stuck. And I see an ending to it. Now, Ten of Swords is not a pleasant ending. It's not a happy ending. It's a really hard ending. You might feel like you're stabbed in the back. It might feel like, well, this is it. It's a hard ending. However, the fact that the sunrise is in the background makes me feel that, there's a dawning of a new day. It's a sunrise. It's things are not all lost. Sometimes it's like the worry, the anticipation of what could go wrong is worse than the thing that actually goes wrong, the stress of it. So sometimes it's like, it's almost a relief for those endings to happen, especially when it's about toxicity. It can be a hard ending, but we can accept it because we're like, thank God that hard, difficult energy is over. And then here in your outcome, I did flip this card. And the reason is because I saw this and I go, this was not intended to come out reversed. And guess what? It's my channel and I'm the intuitive here, so I can do that. And I hope you'll trust me that I'm doing it to give you the accurate answer. It's telling me that for your stability, for you to have everything under control and to take care of yourself and yours, you may need to walk away from things that don't serve you. You may need to have that really hard argument, that hard discussion. And then you might just need to say, I'm walking away because I need to go my own direction. I need to leave this behind so that I can have something better in the future. If we hold on to the bad things in our life, there is not room for the good to come in. A lot of people will stay in toxic relationships because they're afraid to be alone. And what ends up happening is we're filling up that space, and the universe goes, okay, I guess you're happy with this. I guess you're okay with it. But when we have the courage to walk away from what doesn't serve us, we can walk towards something brighter, something better. Lastly, let's go ahead and pull a Moonology card for you. This may give advice, or this may give more of a hint about what's to come. I have pulled the same Moonology card for the last two piles, and so I'm really hoping that I get something new for you. In fact, for pile 2, I had to pull another one because I didn't want to give them just the same thing. The end of a tough cycle approaches. Don't you love how it all wraps together? The end of a tough cycle approaches.
the end, the end. Fuck this, I'm out, right? Peace. Time to say sayonara to the people and the situations that just suck. Sometimes we think that we are stuck, and we're not stuck. So if this resonates with you, I would love to hear your comments in the comment box down below. That really, really helps me relate and connect to you and know what works well for you for readings. Appreciate you being here, and I wish you a happy 2023. Hello there, pile 4. You've chosen the Labradorite. Let's take a look at what your oracle card is. Lightning, breakthrough, epiphany. Oh my goodness. Is this the moment that you've been waiting for? So if it's felt like you've got these fragmented, disassociated, I can't say words, dissociated ideas that have been rummaging around in your mind for several days or weeks or the whole damn year, and they're just nagging at you and they're haunting you and they're consuming your attention, and you feel like you're supposed to take action, but maybe you don't know what to do. You're lacking some clarity, and it just feels like everything is kind of random, like lightning. All of a sudden, I think you're going to be like kind of hit with this epiphany of this aha about what to do. It's a revelation. And in spite of that revelation, there is hesitation and fear. And you're going to question whether you should trust the guidance that has burst into your consciousness. And to dispel those doubts, you've got to pay close attention to other signs and omens and synchronicities in your dreams in the coming year. You're going to get a lot of revelation. So once you have received the kind of confirmation that you need, you can know with confidence that you're moving in the right direction. And hopefully this reading is going to shed more light for you about what circumstances are going to be coming up and also what to do about them. So let's go ahead and get into that. So as you guys know, I like to show you the shuffling of the cards, but I am going to flip through these, and there's a reason this is upright. I'll talk about that in a minute, but I'm going to fast forward through me doing the actual laying out of the grand tableau because it takes a little bit of time, and I don't want you to get so bored watching me lay out 36 cards, but I want you to know that I didn't stack your reading in any particular way. As I come to an end of pulling all these cards out and laying them for you, I want to just discuss with you a few things, why I have done things the way I have done them. First of all, I am overlapping the cards a little bit because as you can see, it is really hard to fit all 36 cards in frame. And that's the other reason that I am not choosing to do the Lenormand Grand Tableau layout that is the 8x4 plus 4. I'm doing the 9x4, still traditional, but doing it so we can fit it all in frame. The second thing that you'll notice is that I have flipped over one card. I've done this because Lenormand is very traditional. It's a system that comes from the 1800s, and it has a man and woman card. Since I don't want to assume anything about anyone, I've chosen to just flip the significator card upside down so that there's no gender associated with it. I have left the other card, the partner card, upright so that I know which one it is and which one is you. But other than that, we're going to go ahead and get into it. That's why. So what I see right above your head is news, incoming, something, the arrival of something. And it looks to me like there is the arrival, the news, some news coming in about a friend. This seems to be a really big theme for all of my reads, where there's a lot of friend stuff going on. That dog card has just been staying close by. In this case, I don't think that the friend is so much a negative person as I do that this friend is going through a lot of life changes, and that you might have some distance. It might even feel like the friendship has fallen off or even ended because we've got dog and coffin. Now that doesn't mean it's going to end forever, but for this year, it just might feel like you guys aren't connecting as much because of a lot of stress. You might not feel like you're getting all the support from your friends or your close companions or confidants as you usually would. The other thing is the mice close to you talks about a loss. And it does say that there is a troubling, difficult loss because the clouds is close by. However, it's the dark side of the clouds, which you can't see because small space,
is not facing you, nor is it facing the mice, which is the card about loss and stress. So that lightens that effect a little bit. And also because the mice is close to you, that means that whatever is lost will be recovered. So guess what? This problem with your friendship, it's sitting right there. It's saying that they're going to be back. You didn't lose that friend forever. So rest assured, any issues that you have, and keep this in mind as you go through the year, that it's not forever. It'll be okay. Because I still see that your friend is quite committed to you, and that they're not going to leave you out in the cold, indefinitely, and you're never going to talk again. The other thing that I'm getting is the Tower close by. It talks about success, especially with the sun here. It talks about good quality of life, and you have a lot of big changes. And we saw that lightning card, that breakthrough in your oracle. And indeed, this is going to be a year of big changes. The bear is talking about what those changes are. More power, more resources, maybe better position at your job. Maybe you're doing better financially. Your financial health is in order. Your physical health may be in better order too. And I think that is going to cause some disharmony, some disputes, some issues with some people in your life, maybe your partner in particular, because we've got the ring card close by. We'll get into that in a minute. But it may just come from envy. The bear card has this, hey, I'm doing so good that maybe there's a little bit of envy going on. Pardon me for bumping the camera and wiggling you all around. Now I see here the ring card to the right of you. And in a traditional Lenormand Grand Tableau style, that means you're in a relationship or you have a bonded connection with someone. Whether or not you're in a relationship now, 2023, there is a relationship coming up. And it says that it might be that there are a lot of passionate disputes or discussions going on around there. So there, again, we're getting that indication of arguing. But you still have peace and satisfaction and a really healthy sex life with both the whip and the lily sitting by the heart card. So, it could be worse, right? But we have a lot of discussion. And the only thing I don't love here is that it feels sometimes like your partner may be looking out for their own opportunities, their own selfish endeavors, and that might be a bit of what the arguing is about. Because the clover and the fox together read to me as somebody who is opportunistic and maybe a bit selfish. So it might be that you guys both have your independent goals that you're trying to accomplish, and they are conflicting with one another. But nonetheless, a lot of love here, a lot of happiness, satisfaction, good sex life, good connection, good intimacy. Let's go ahead and take a look at your career card, which is the moon. And for moon, we've got fish close by too. So fish is money. So you're certainly seeing a lot of income, positive things from your career. But because I have this interesting little combination above your career card, this says that there is a very sudden change that brings complications in your career and in your finances. And I'm going to talk about finances in its own box, but let's finish up with career itself. So sharp, sudden, unforeseen changes, they do seem to affect your partner. And it could even be that the changes are happening to your partner rather than to you. But there's a big change here going on in career, most likely yours, but could definitely be the partner. And then we see breakthroughs and solutions after doing a lot of research, really trying to figure things out and discussing them. So solutions are definitely at hand to whatever issues you've got here. Lastly, what I'm getting with your money card is that there are complications and major blockages. It feels like money is a bit limited, but at the end of the year, I'm getting that it will feel more clear to you what direction you need to take. So with that said, let's go ahead and get into your tarot. For the tarot reading, I am using the Baroque tarot. Not broke, but the Baroque. Baroque. I can't say it. It always sounds like broke to me. But I'm going to pull a simple cross spread for you. So let's see what we get. Now, this might look a little wonky because usually I would put this card up here, but you see what happens, right? So you trust me, right? We're going to make this the outcome. I really, really like this. The only thing that is a little frustrating is having the tower in here, but that's okay. We're going to talk about it in a minute. So the sun, we see success, we see positivity, we see growth. And especially in, this is interesting because here we've got this guy gardening. He's going to reap his harvest. So you're about to reap what you have sown, what you have worked so damn hard for, and what you've invested so much energy into is going to pay off in big ways. Lots of success and happiness here. I'm also seeing somebody coming in and making you beautiful offers. This may be love offers, this may be financial offers, but this is definitely like this really gorgeous, fulfilling connection and offer energy. I really strongly just keep being pulled to the word romance, because the Knight of Cups in this, it tells me that both in finances and in money matters, which I certainly think you're getting a lot of success there, what you have planted seeds and tried to make grow is paying off for you in affection and romance. And guess what? The Tower says that it comes on suddenly. It might even come on from a big argument or a dispute that clears the air, but that's not a bad thing because it can disrupt our lives and then it resets us and puts us back on a positive path. In your outcome position, I have the 9 of Pentacles. You are doing amazing in your finances. You are growing your garden. You are feeling yourself. You are happy and you are independent. You have no need of anyone else. So the people that are in your life are there because you want them to be there, not because you need to rely on them. Let's go ahead and close your reading out with a Moonology card. This may give you advice, and it may also be giving you a little bit more information about what is to come. So let's see. It could be either. Let's see what we get. If you've enjoyed this reading, I would so appreciate you leaving me a comment down below. That helps this channel as it is growing, and your subscription would mean a ton to me too. We have expect powerful change. Well, I don't think that I really need to harp on this much more because I've seen a ton of change coming in your life throughout the Grand Tableau, with your tarot, with that original card that we pulled, the lightning, the breakthrough. I mean, look at this combination. This is going to be a big year for you. It's going to be a shifting year for you. And I think when 2023 is over, you're going to look back and you're going to go, I've come so far. I'm so damn proud of myself. So I'm wishing you a super happy 2023. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you next week.